Hey friends, it's Tracy. I am doing a voiceover from this video. I participated in a live crafting event on my Facebook page. So, and I was having internet issues and it kept, skipping and, cutting out and that kind of thing. So I want to show you this cute craft because I was so excited the way that it turned out. So my lips are not going to coincide for what I'm saying because I'm actually like redoing this to kind of share different the steps of what I did in this video. Anyway, this was a live crafting event that I did on my Facebook page, and it was part of a Talk Turkey to Me crafting event hosted by Sonia She Shed Sensations and Carrie from Crafting Up with Carrie. So thank you, ladies, for inviting me to join. Anyway, because of my internet issues, that's why I am sharing what I did in this video. Okay, so what I started with is a 12 by 14 inch canvas, and I just painted it brown, and then I'm going to use some large craft sticks. I had just used my antique wax to stain those to give them some color, and then I cut them down just with my scissors to make out a frame. So I'm actually going to be making a reverse canvas. So I painted around the edges, and then the back, I just painted that solid. And then on the inside, that's what I'm going to put the scrapbook paper for my background. Now, before I did that, I wanted to paint my sign or to hand letter my sign. And so I'm using one of these ragged, jagged signs from Hobby Lobby. They're the Woodpile brand. I've already painted it with buttermilk paint, and then I shaded it and doodled it with my black marker. I'm going to use a 5M Posca pen in black, and that is what I'm just going to hand letter thankful and blessed. So for my frame, I have this scrapbook paper. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I've already cut it down to size where it fits into the canvas. It just slides right underneath that wood frame. And I'm not going to tape it, glue it, or anything because it just kind of fits snugly in there like that. I just, since this looks like a old fence, I had lined up, I had to use 2 pieces of paper since this is a 12 by 14 frame because it wasn't, long enough. So I had to line it up and trim it off just to make sure that it all coincide, and just did the, so the lines would be correct. And then what I'm sharing here is I have these large craft sticks that I got from Walmart, and I had just taken my antique wax and a baby wipe and just stained them. And so I cut them down to size, and just a tip to get the sticks to lay correctly. Once I laid them out, then I put in numbers on the back so that I knew exactly how everything should lay out together. So I'm just measuring off here and just trimming it off with my scissors, and just kind of, then I'm going to hot glue this down to make the frame of this rustic pumpkin, decor piece. So then for my pumpkin, I'm using one of the pumpkin forms from the Dollar Tree. The orange and white check paper is from that paper pad that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and so I just cut that out. I traced my paper on the front side because I wanted it to be straight. I did not want my check to be off or crooked. So I do this sometimes when I want my checks to be, I don't want it to be crooked. So I'm just using a school glue stick just to attach the paper down. A lot of people use Mod Podge or some kind of adhesive tape, glue, that kind of thing. And so then I'm just taking my sanding sponge just to go around the edges, just to give it a rustic edge, as well as cut off any of the extra paper that may be hanging over. And so then I'm using my Vintage Photo Distress ink and my finger dauber, just going around and giving it some distress color. I also give it the ribs of the pumpkin, just like that. I'm taking my fine Sharpie marker and just going around and doing some doodling, because you know that I like to do that. And then for the stem, I just took some burlap that I got from the Dollar Tree. And that little pink tool is a masking tool. You can find those at the Dollar Tree in the makeup section. And so then now what I want to do, I'm just taking my ivory Posca pen and just going around and giving just a highlight to each of the letters, or the happy dots. Then I take my black fine marker and just go around and kind of give that some highlight as well. The beauty is in the details. That's what I always say. So then now I'm setting up my, I'm going to do some paint splattering. And so I make sure that my area is covered, because my paint splatter does go, on the table and that kind of thing. And so I just take my stiff brush and my stick, go over that just to give it the black paint splatter. And so then now what I'm doing is I'm just taking that distress ink and just going around the edges of the sticks, because I wanted to do that before I glued it down, but I forgot to do that. So then now I have this fine Excelsior that I find at Joann's Craft Store. And I'm going to put that down in the bottom like that, where it gives a bit of whimsy. It also adds like some filler for some of my items to stick to. So then for my pumpkin, I just glue that down. So then now I'm just taking some different trims that, that I have, and I'm going to make a messy bow and just kind of cut some of those trims off. I have some burlap, some different trims that I got from Walmart and Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, that kind of thing. And I just cut them off, and then I just lay them out in like a X pattern. I'm also using some pip berries, because all of my country projects have some pip berries. I just took some raffia and just tied it around the stem of the pumpkin. Then this paper covered wire is actually from the pip berries. I had taken the pip berries off. They're just wired on to this wire, and so it's too good to throw away, so I'm just using it for the tendrils of my pumpkin. I'm just going around and just twisting it, and then I will attach my bow to the top of my pumpkin. Just using a little hole punch, like in the jewelry section. That's where I find that, where you can just punch holes in these thin wood pieces or wood signs from the Dollar Tree. And so then I just use my pipe cleaner and thread it through that hole. I was using my paper piercer to make that hole just a little bit bigger so that my pipe cleaner would go through there. And so then now I'm just making a bow with my raffia. Then trim everything off. Kind of struggling with this wire, and I end up actually turning it over, and it kind of laid a little bit better. So then now I'm just kind of twisting all that down. Then I have some fall sunflowers and some fall greenery thing, and that's what I'm going to glue to the bottom of the sign or my decor piece. I have some of these frosted branches from the Dollar Tree that I'm just trimming off and just putting sticks of those in to my decor. I really think that it adds just that rustic touch to it as well. And for my finished sign, what I did is I used my fan brush and some orange paint just to give a little bit of orange to my sign, just to give it some more color and everything like that. I just love the way that this turned out, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the voiceover so that I could share, because it just turned out so cute, and I hope that you enjoy it as well.